And welcome back, Air Acolytes, to Breaking Wind, a last Airbender.
Wait. Do you know we're wearing exactly the same shirts we were wearing last week?
No, we're
Isn't
not.
that weird?
No, we're not. You're imagining things.
I think we are.
Crazy old man. Speaking of crazy old men, it's the Bumi episode. Bumi, one of my favorite characters from season 1. I'm so happy they did a Bumi episode, and then I watched it, and I'm not happy anymore. Let's get into it. Anyway, Aang is in prison. And in prison is General Iroh. Because he got caught. Well, they have conversations. They are nice and civil to each other. Iroh is trying to get Aang to see Zuko in a new light. And, of course, Aang hears this from Iroh and does an eye roll because, he's just a douchebag.
I don't mind this scene because it's trying to explain to the audience that, hey, things are not black and white in this world.
Yes.
Like, things are not just, good and evil. There are complexities there. So this is their attempt. I'm not saying they're great at it, at trying to fill us with that stuff.
I agree. I liked this conversation. I have made it no secret that I'm not a huge fan of the way they're playing Iroh here. You seem to like him a lot more than I do. I enjoyed this scene, though. I thought it was really good because we're finally, I feel like the stick is slowly being removed from Iroh's backside. And he's not acting like me whenever I read something that is misspelled. Like, Zuko, it's good to see you here in the house. Never see that. I'm not being able to unsee something. Oh my dear Lord. It's Bumi.
It looks right. It looks right.
He looks fine.
Wardrobe's great.
The dude that's playing Bumi is like in his 30s at most, and they put on a bunch of really bad old age makeup on it. And to be perfectly honest, it just looks artificial and weird.
Here's the problem. This guy's probably 23.
Yeah.
Like, couldn't they have got a guy that in his late 40s that was still like looking good to play it? Because that's the problem. As soon as there's a close up, you can go, oh, there's a 23-year-old wearing makeup.
Well, you could get a 60-year-old guy who looks fantastic. There's 60-year-old men out there who are still stacked.
100%.
And besides, let's be perfectly honest, I am not dogging on this actor because I think he's a guy who did a job. I'm going to bring up the thumbnail here. Okay, he's in pretty good shape, but he's not like super cut. You telling me
100%.
You're telling me that you could not find someone in their 60s with that same body type?
Because the reveal in the cartoon is that this guy is ripped.
Yeah, in the cartoon, it's like he like, woof, and half the audience goes, the other half goes, Daddy. It's just, it is a huge reveal. And again, I'm not saying he's not in shape. He is in shape. I mean, you could look at he's got the physique and everything.
But he's got no arms. He's got no guns, dude. His guns are
so
minimal.
You could have easily cast an age-appropriate actor there. And I was thinking, well, maybe they're going to do something where they show Bumi earlier in his life. They never do. And I don't see why they ever would. Unless, like, he gets this Fountain of Youth or something at some point in the series, which they might. They didn't do it in the cartoon, but they might. I don't know. I wouldn't put anything past them here.
I know you don't like the performance, but is your anger like... The one thing I'm really disappointed with it is how they handle this whole storyline.
I am so upset with the way they handled this because, okay, so spoiler warning here. In the cartoon, we meet the King of Umashu, and he's just this crazy wackadoodle old man who puts Aang through all of these challenges. And at the end, fights him at earthbending. And then he says, okay, Aang, one last question. What is my name? And Aang goes, oh, yeah, you're the kid who taught me how to think outside the box. You're my old friend Bumi from 100 years ago. Hello, Aang. It's good to see you. Oh, I missed you, my friend. Here, no. Aang knows it's Bumi from the very beginning, and Bumi is a jackass.
Ruins it, dude.
Ruins the entire character. And even if I had never seen the animated series and didn't know how they handled it, Bumi is still a jackass. he is just an awful human being, just riddled with anger and resentment to this kid whose only crime is surviving.
Yeah.
So I am incredibly super duper upset and salty with the way that they handled Bumi.
He delivers the lines, he does deliver the lines trying to teach him a lesson about what it means to be the Avatar, but it means nothing the way they execute it in this. Like in the episode, it's like these really profound lessons that Aang are learning, and here they're just throwaway lines in the middle of an action scene.
Beyond that, too, in the animated series, there is an ongoing arc with Bumi revealing something about him. I don't see how they're going to do it in the show, because to me, the later reveal of what he's doing, and I'm keeping it spoiler free because I know you haven't seen the second or third season yet. What Bumi is a part of, I don't see how they're going to do it in the show. And I'm kind of thinking that we've probably seen the last of Bumi, because I don't think the show knows how they're going to do it either, unless they just do this whole thing where Bumi was pretending the whole time he was really just trying to teach Aang, in which case it's going to make me even more upsetter, because it will be such a cop-out.
Well, as you just described, I have no idea, so it feels like you're telling me I'm probably going to be really disappointed with the way they handle him.
Yeah, quite likely. Everybody at home's going, oh.
No, I don't.
It's just like, what?
I don't know. Too worried about the emus out the back.
I don't want to go outside because so this episode is basically split into two parts, both of them disappointing. The King of Umashu, Bumi, of course, we've already talked about. The second one is, I have to do it. I'm sorry. Secret Tunnel, a secret tunnel. It's a storyline from the second season. I'm not going to ruin a whole lot of it, but in the animated series, it is Aang and Katara in the secret tunnel. Here it's Katara and Sokka. And what's the most?
It's a nice thing, though. Yeah.
Okay, first of all, love these guys.
Yeah, great.
I was very happy that they were there. I was very happy that Secret Tunnel.
I thought it was Bobby Lee.
It does look like Bobby Lee, doesn't it? I don't think it is.
It does. No, it's not.
I don't think it's Bobby Lee. I don't know if Bobby Lee can sing like that. But in the Secret Tunnel, that love leads the way. It's Katara and Aang. In the cartoon here, it's Sokka and Katara.
Okay,
that's fine. Okay.
I know, right? I know
love is
that
fine.
Those two end up together. Right? I know it. Yeah. All right, there's been enough.
You're right. Sokka and Katara do end up together. Yeah. South Pole, the Alabama of this world.
So is there reasoning we'll turn this from romantic love, like an implication of future romantic love, to now family, sibling love?
Yeah, which is
in a healthy G-rated way.
Fine, I guess.
Yeah.
This relationship that these two have is the greatest. Because
I did like the moment in the tunnel when she kicked off at him, though. I did like that little moment.
You're not bad, and you could tell it really. Ian Owsley is such a great Sokka. I think he's great. It's just these two are just being snippy at each other. And whenever they think they're going to die, it's like, oh no, what are we going to do? Oh, the badger mole knows that we love each other. Isn't that wonderful? Oh, no.
I would lie on this hill, though. All the animals in this series are done really well. Even the badger mole look great.
Well. I thought I had a picture of the badger mole, but I guess I don't. Oh, that's not
hard to see. It's hard to see.
Let's just pretend this is the badger mole.
The badger mole. A bit. Yeah, just the sign is really much, much bigger, though.
Yes, yes, that's the badger mole.
But I really like the little animation describing.
Oh,
I've got a little bit of information with that little animation, talking about the two lovers. You know what I just
realized? There's a lot of my images that I uploaded that are missing because I had a picture of that and it's gone and the badger mole's gone. And they didn't want to be part of this.
No, they didn't. But I like that moment because we got to learn that, Romeo and Juliet scenario going on. And that's where the first airbenders kind of came from, right?
Earthbenders. Earthbenders, not airbenders.
Yeah, airbenders. Oh, sorry, did I say earthbenders? Yeah.
It's fine. Air, earth, completely
Fire.
the same thing. You can totally breathe mud. Kids, trust me, try it at home.
No, do not, please, at all.
Just hold your head under as long as you can stand. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, please don't. Please don't. We'll get a health warning on our YouTube.
We're going to get a community guidelines violation. Yes. Don't try to mud, you morons. Don't do that. We're joking. I said there were 2 concurrent stories. I lied. There's actually 3 because we got Iroh post Spa from the first season. Now he's just being carted around by the Earthbenders who are basically borderline torturing him. And we get
I gotta say, I like all of this. I do.
I did too. This was my favorite part of the episode. And as somebody who has not really enjoyed this iteration of Iroh, I may be coming around. Because we get an absolutely fantastic scene.
Oh,
This
like
was
that.
beautiful.
Really strong scene. Really strong.
Yes. I love how they are humanizing Zuko. They're doing it in a completely different way than the animated series, but you know what?
Right.
I'm here for it. Because Zuko and Iroh were always one of the strengths of the animated series, and they're quickly becoming a strength of this series as well. And I enjoy that. And I enjoyed the refrain of Leaves from the Vine, which you don't know yet, but it's coming in the 2nd season of Avatar, and it is heartbreaking. But the music that plays in the background is from the animated series.
Right.
And I loved the refrain because there's so much meaning behind it. I hope they don't screw that up. Please don't screw this up. You screw up Tales of Boss and say, I will find you.
All right, well,
yeah,
no.
Skills. Anyway, it all boils down to an earthbending fight because, of course, it does. Oh my god!
Which they do a really good job of.
The stills don't really do it justice.
No,
there's a great. Well, basically, Bumi holds Aang in a murder-suicide thing. It's like, you can either save me or you can save yourself. What do you choose, Avatar?
Again, I'll repeat, that was far more powerful than the animated was in that scene.
Yes,
way more powerful than the animated.
It was.
And
so we get this whole thing where Sokka and Katara show up after they've gotten out of the secret tunnels. I want to know, has Bumi ever wandered around the palace and seen a hole in the wall? It's like, where does this secret tunnel go? I just want to. I'm an earthbender. I should have known this was here. I'm just gonna move this to the left. It's blocking my view.
It is ultra.
I can smell badger mold poo from down there.
Oh, it would reek, wouldn't it?
It would smell like a dead animal. What do they eat down there anyway? I'm guessing like gigantic worms, which are probably like a combination of like a worm and a centipede, like centiworms or something, because the Avatar universe is a silly place.
Yeah, everything's mashed together, isn't it?
Yeah.
Everything's
mashed. So
probably a worm meets a shark or something.
Oh, yeah. Worm. I like that. I'm copywriting
it.
As this is going on, Zuko is tracking down Uncle Iroh, and Iroh, who can pretty much handle himself.
Well, great scene though, man. I really like that. That particular actor doing what he had to do really sold it up for me.
For a second, I thought that was the bad guy from Madam Web. I really did. And then he took off his helmet. Oh, no, that's not him. If it had been
you were going into toxic shock.
If it had been the dude from Madam Web, he would have been like, "You are Uncle Iroh." Yes, Uncle Iroh. I remember you, Uncle Iroh. Yes, Uncle Iroh. You kill me in the future. But yeah, Zuko basically gives up his chance to get the Avatar to go get Iroh. Again, deepening his character, deepening their connection. I approve. I think they're doing this rather well.
Yeah. It is, especially the moment where they're in the paddle boat leaving.
Yeah.
That particular moment, I just love the actor's performance of Zuko. Like, we get that flashback scene, remember? Like, It was beautifully done.
That was great.
I thought that was great.
It's too bad the rest of the episode was butt, though.
Yeah,
so speaking of butt, let's talk about the end of this episode. Because Taka and Katara show up, they save the king of Umashu. Aang is able to save himself, and then Aang basically talks to Bumi until Bumi gets bored and doesn't want to kill him anymore. I kept your whistle.
Yeah.
I don't remember making that. I'm 100 years old.
Now let's do a close-up when I realised that not only I do remember, but everybody knows I'm 23 in makeup.
Look at the seams in my makeup. Oh, my goodness. HD TV is not doing me any favors, Aang.
No, not at all.
I should have been played by someone in their 60s. All right.
By the way, the voice, right? The voice, horrible.
Yeah.
It sounds like a young person doing an impersonation of an old man.
It does. And I feel like we're dogging on this actor. I think he was given an impossible task. I really do.
The actor is probably really great at other stuff, but yeah, he was given a character that it was an impossible task. It was
just not going to work out. But we do get this scene, of Aang and Bumi going down the chutes together.
For a whole 3 seconds, Jason. That's what annoyed the hell out of me.
Did they even set this up in the live action show? Did they even say anything about this? No. It's just if you've never seen the animated series, you're just like, are they riding a roller coaster? What is this?
Yeah. Exactly. Rather than when they do show that scene in a future episode, that was before, which set up this. So, again, they make poor decisions in how they're having to match these episodes together. They just seem to be making the wrong instinct is there. So if they're doing season 2 and 3, mate, I hope there's new writers on board. I really do.
I can understand why the creators of Last Airbender noped out of this project. I totally get it. Because
now I understand. Yeah, I definitely understand.
It's like their baby was being just bastardized in front of them. And I'm pretty sure once they broke this episode, I'm pretty sure this is the episode that broke them as well. And it's just, no, we're done. We're out.
Gotta be.
They were actually
because here's the thing, it's not as bad as
they were actually involved in the production of M. Night Shyamalan's Airbender too, so they probably had PTSD from that one, and they're just like, nope, I'm having flashbacks. One little rock.
It's not as bad as the last episode. I'm going to say that, but it's not that much better either. And I think
it's
this 1-2 punch. Yeah, this 1-2 punch of episode 3 and 4. This is where everybody is probably really getting annoyed, and I can understand because we had diversion in the first 2 episodes, but this is now not only do we have diversions, we have poor storytelling in a way.
It is very poor storytelling, and the good news is we're halfway through the season now. I mean, if that's any comfort, we are coming to the to put it mildly, we're coming to the end of our secret tunnel. Tunnel.
Thank God. The next one's called, and I don't like them using the title. I just don't like them calling it Spirited Away, but that's the next episode title. I don't. It's like calling it Star Wars.
It's so bad.
We're going to call the episode The Terminator. Like, come on.
This one's called Debbie Does Dallas. Sokka does Cincinnati. Aang does Akron.
Here we are. Yeah. But here we are.
Ara does.
You know what's interesting
Kansas
before we end
City.
this episode? I was just looking at how they were doing this. And they were using the directors of this episode. They had 4 directors, and each director did 2 episodes at a time. So in a way, the guy that we should be kind of annoyed at is a guy called Jabbar Razani, who directed the last episode and this episode. I'm sorry, buddy.
Yeah.
You're probably going to win an Academy Award with your talents one day. But, mate,
Not for this.
you needed to talk to the writers here because these 2 were awful.
Dear Jabbar, wherever you are, I
Go and
hope
don't come back.
you get stuck in a secret tunnel. Oh, that's the wrong picture. Secret tunneling. We are stuck in a secret tunnel. I wish that they would pull the bug out of my secret tunnel.
I have
Please
all
join us
the
next
tea
week.
I need.
Please join us next week as we will examine the last Avatar. The
Spirit
last Airbender.
away.
Got Spirited Away. I'm with you. Why?
Why?
Please like, subscribe,
Call a boy and the
comment,
heron.
hit that notification icon, and if you would be so awesome, please consider becoming a Patreon. You can do it for as little as $5. $5 a month is nothing. That's basically like breathing tax nowadays. You can support the incredibly dumb content that we do here and be a better person for doing that. So please consider. Love you. Thanks. And we will join you, or you will join us, or we can just join each other next time in a secret tunnel here on Breaking Wind, a Last Airbender podcast.
There we go.
Ang, could you look at this mole on my bum? I think that it has a face. I'm going to name it Steve. Steve, say hello to Ang. Hello,
Jabbar was on set when that guy was doing that. I can't believe the director Jabbar was on set and going, "Excellent, done. Let's move on." Like,
so
come on.
If the last episode was Aladdin, I guess this one would be the return of Jabbar.
Oh,
Kill me.